Welcome, Ben. So why are we here then? What's brought all of this together?
And this is a pilot because we are doing the Brain Leader Company podcasts or video casts that will.
Cool. So for those people that don't know, what is Brain Leader Company?
So Brain Leader Company is a company that will take care of all of your technical infrastructure. Will remake your website. It will look 10 times better than your current one. It will be 10 times faster than your current one, and it will make 10 times more money than your current one.
Okay. Okay, you know what? Tell me about the most exciting projects that you're working on at the moment.
The most exciting project that I have at the moment, probably have two that are very exciting, but if you want to choose between very exciting, the most exciting, probably...
Wait. If we have to choose between very exciting and most exciting.
Yeah, between the most exciting and a very exciting one, then we have to go with Elite Competitions.
Okay, what do they do?
Only because it got live soon. So Elite Competitions is a company that sells raffle tickets. And with them you can win yourself a car, a holiday, an iPad.
Oh, like a competition type?
Indeed.
Okay.
So there's a live draw, balls in the machine spins, and the winner gets drawn the live draw time, live on Facebook. And yeah, you're up for winning a car. You can win a Range Rover for £33, an iPad for a tenner.
That's definitely some money saved there. £33 on a Range, £10 on an iPad, wow.
For sure.
Okay, so why was that so exciting? Or what's interesting about this particular project?
So what's very interesting about this project is that the website is extremely fast and good looking. And it's increased.
Very important.
We are about to measure the impacts of the two mobile apps that came out and the website. The impact that it has on financials. But as an idea, you can imagine that just a year ago, Elite Competitions was having 2 competitions a week, and now it's having 2 competitions per day.
Wow, so that means they must get a lot of users through on their website and the app. The traffic must be crazy. They've had to increase the amount of competitions that they're doing in a week.
We do. Just yesterday we had a competition. We had a white van, a caddy van that sold out in 2 hours. Within 2 hours.
Wow. So what excites you about this project?
So this project is entertainment and hope for quite a lot of people. We do have a lot of purchases. As I said, a van sold out in 2 hours and it was probably 1,000 tickets that sold out. So yeah, it's a lot of hope for people. We make nice videos, and it's just one step forward to.
How do they use videos for competitions?
So
the prizes, I guess, or.
Yeah, so there's a marketing person full time called Tom. It's great, and he makes video content, films the cars in a nice way, films the motorcycles, films the prices, keeps on posting, films the live draw live.
Through social media or
through Facebook Live.
Okay, that's really interesting. So I'm guessing that it's the video content that's really driving a lot of attention on the competition, because when you're able to kind of stream it live, then people know that guaranteed there's going to be a prize and someone's going to be a winner on you. It's almost like these things that they do on Channel 5 in the middle of the night, the roulette draws and things like that people just call up on the phone and put in their numbers. So.
It's kind of nice, to be honest. And so that's why I thought it would be interesting to sit down with you, Israel, who owns quite good at marketing, at video, at storytelling.
Yeah.
Your background.
Background in entertainment and media and now marketing, so the kind of all of the worlds kind of come together nicely. If I was gonna put it under an umbrella, I'd call it storytelling, because if you know advertising, if you know marketing, that's all they talk about. Marketing is storytelling, So when I was an actor and I was actually working in theatre and the arts, when I was looking at a business type function to move into, because I've always really been interested in this, the idea that marketing is storytelling really appealed to me. So that's how I ended up.
It most definitely is. Most definitely is. You have many people who sell it a bit differently. I think you have many people who do marketing, and people may say that they specialize in ads, for example, or they specialize in something, and it may sometimes sound a little boring, but my understanding is that you make it a bit interesting, you make some storytelling.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, they take the storytelling word too literal and think, mate, but essentially it's the construct of having a beginning, middle and end, and understanding a journey that you're going to take your viewer or your customer or your subscriber or whoever the person is that you're trying to convert. The storytelling is about the journey, and when it comes to stories, when it comes to traditional storytelling, there's inherently a journey about that, because You watch at the beginning, and then if it's well done, you're taken on a journey, and then you arrive at a different place at the end. And that's the whole rationale behind marketing, where they get the idea of marketing being storytelling. That the customer or the person is at this point, and you want to guide them up until they, I don't know, convert whichever metric you want to use to measure that, whether it's a sale, or maybe they subscribe to your blog, or they subscribe to your video blog, or whatever it's going to be. So yeah, so it's interesting that elite competitions are really using video to try and sell their product that way.
They're definitely doing it and trying. They're probably posting also on all social media, in Facebook, Instagram, probably posting every 3 to 4 hours.
So, from a development perspective, because nowadays video content is I mean, it's like gold, especially for social media. Social media platforms are now gearing their algorithms to favor video, because video leads to longer engagement time, etc., etc. But in your field, in development, how does this kind of I don't know what the word for it is. How does this thirst for video content, how does it impact your development choices? So a company like, was it Elite Competitions?
It is.
Yeah, so now that video content is now a big part of their offering, how does that affect how the platforms are developed? I would just assume that video content obviously is going to be bigger. Does that mean that you need extra resources in the back end to be able to deal with that, or to be able to stream live? What type of challenges do you have with that?
Well, let me reverse the question. Do you see any technical any technical requirements from your end or your business owners that have changed since you're doing more and more video content?
Yeah, because video content is becoming higher quality. So with higher quality means your bandwidth and being able to store that somewhere is going to increase. And then when you're looking at it from a website perspective, the bigger the video, typically is going to make the website slower. How do you now integrate that? Are you going to embed a code, or if you're working in WordPress, are you going to use Vimeo, or are you going to use YouTube? And then do you want the YouTube branding in the video? So there's a lot of different factors that you have to think about, just when it comes to very basic web design, and we're trying to incorporate video now, and especially that everyone can think of a really useful use case for having video content as part of their offering. So a lot of people are asking for it. A brand that I was working for recently was looking at using or incorporating a video into their website, and that's when I just came across or realized firsthand just how difficult that can be to integrate video nicely in a way that's not going to slow down the whole website, and that's going to actually add value as opposed to just being a nice thing to have on the website.
Well, I can tell you from the technical side at least, embedding video is not a big challenge. I mean, we can use platforms such as YouTube or Vimeo. For elite competitions specifically, we use YouTube because of the amount of traffic that we get through it. And we do not mind having the YouTube brand because it's well recognized, and so do not mind that at all. I don't think it's much of a challenge of speed. I think the video just, you have the preview image that loads, so it's a small image that loads. And that does not really...
So when you stream live through Facebook, not on the actual platforms of elite competitions?
That's correct. We do have we do embed some code to live stream whatever Facebook is live streaming, and that's a web view or a video view, and Facebook handles that, and it's as if you were watching it on the Facebook website or on your own website by instance. It just does the same thing. I think I wouldn't say that video necessarily had changed the way that we've had to develop or code. I wouldn't say so. I mean, if something, as we were getting more content and more users, scalability is something that we have to think about. But we have designed with that in mind from the get-go. So yeah, I mean, indeed, it's very, very different if you have a website with 100 users or 26,000 like we have now. It's very different. So yeah, you have to handle that. Yeah, technically things cannot stay as is for video content. Yeah, I mean, we do have to, if you want more, because now everyone's using a million different social media platforms to advertise on, because they all have their pros and cons, which I wouldn't be familiar with if I were with you. So we can use a solution. I mean, one of the solutions out there is a Google Tag Manager, which you may even have encountered, whereby it's basically some central space where you put your analytics of your website on, so say your funnel, for example, how many people go into your website from which social media, and do they click on which page or on which product, and how long, and do they actually finish the purchase or do they not? So all of that information you can put on basically on your Google Tag Manager, and you can, long story short, analyze from all of the different social media places where you can possibly post what that traffic means to your website and what results you're getting with it. So that's what we actually are about to implement, because at the moment, well, we are about to implement the Google Tag Manager. At the moment, we use the services separately. But as soon as we get some time, iOS app is submitted again today. So pretty sure that this time it's gonna get nice and accepted and live, and then we'll have Android, iOS website, admin dashboard, pretty nice. So yeah, that's kind of what we'll be working next, kind of towards the marketing side. That should be very interesting to see how traffic compares, because actually you find that users, so say if someone comes in from a Facebook post, they will behave differently in your website than if they came from Twitter, for example, which are analytics that we're looking to mine very soon. We've not yet mined them.
Is it? I mean, because I came across the same phenomenon with another client that I was working with, who was looking at their traffic sources, but then I realized sometimes you have to be aware of how your content appears on different platforms as well, because that can impact on the engagement. So as an example, if you've got two videos, one on Instagram, one on Facebook, one video is going to be vertical typically and one of them is going to be horizontal, so that might change, or that could have an impact on how the user engages with it. And then another thing, more importantly, compared to, this is Twitter to Facebook, we had a campaign that we were running that was using video content to drive subscriptions to a magazine, and we realized that because Facebook allowed us more characters to be able to be more descriptive with the post, we realized that people would go onto the subscription page and they didn't spend as long compared to the people that were converting through Twitter, where we only had a certain amount of characters to be able to convey what it was that they were signing up for. So naturally, they'll go onto the website and they will spend longer because they're actually researching and exploring what was there, because there were questions that we couldn't answer within those 240 characters. So again, the platform can make a difference, because there's a lot of subtle differences between, some of them not so subtle, but there's a lot of differences between a lot of these social platforms. The impact on how the users engage.
How about Snapchat then?
Snapchat, that's a whole different minefield. If we're looking at Snapchat and we're talking video. Personally, Snapchat is my absolute favorite when it comes to social media. I think that you will find more authentic content on Snapchat than you will anywhere else. The reason being is all other social media platforms are geared towards discovery. So they're geared towards, I put my content out there for the whole world to see. And if I've got a lot of followers, then I might get a lot of engagement, etc. But Snapchat doesn't really work that way. Snapchat, your content is only viewable to the people that follow you. And there's no outside metrics, so there's no kind of outside, there's no kind of outward-facing metrics that will display or indicate how popular you are or how popular your content is. So if I'm not playing for likes and if I'm not playing for followers, then it's a better venue, or it's a better way to express myself with video. But the drawback to that is that the video content itself is not very shareable. So you don't see a lot of Snapchat content outside of the platform, and that's probably one of the drawbacks of it. But in regards to Snapchat, and that's again one of the drawbacks, and that's why it's difficult to kind of export that type of content to other platforms, because the ease of it is not there like it is on Facebook and other platforms, where it's just a matter of sharing it.
That's right. But remember, you had some clients whereby Snapchat was giving you better results than even Facebook and Twitter.
Yeah. Yes. So we had a very interesting client who had a very interesting event that they were marketing. It was a nationwide tour for this event, but due to the nature of the experience, Facebook and Instagram and some other social platforms weren't too accommodating, but Snapchat doesn't have the same type of Same type. Well, it does have a similar type of regulations and community standards. However, because the content isn't made for the world, it's only made for your followers. It was very easy for us to get away with things that Facebook was shutting down our page for, and things like that. So so once we were able to really commit to that strategy via Snapchat, what we found is that we got more engagement, more views, more ticket sales through that platform than Instagram, which had almost double the following. But, and by the time I finished working with them, their Snapchat account was pretty much on par with their Instagram, which they'd had for a few years. So
yeah, and you started with their Snapchat.
Yeah, from zero.
That was probably 4 months work.
4 months, and they had absolutely, I mean, quite a modest following of about 10K on Instagram, but to have 10,000 views on Snapchat, it's pretty difficult. And as well, you even have to look at how a view is measured on Snapchat compared to Facebook and Instagram. You can watch a video 10 times on Instagram and then get 10 views, but on Snapchat, every individual view is recorded as one. So to get 10,000 views on Snapchat still meant more than the 10,000 that we got on Instagram, because, you know, those 10,000 on Instagram could be people who be watching it. So at least we knew these were at least 10,000 individual people that were tuning into this content, and we knew from that we were reaching a new audience that we didn't already have on the Facebook. So, but again, that's because we were able to really and aggressively market our content through video and not offend people, because if you're following, then you pretty much know what the show is about.
Right. Would you recommend, or would you think it's a waste of time for a company such as Elite Competitions, for example, selling just a company that sells tickets? Because I understand that Snapchat gives you the advantage of having localized people and kind of...
Localized people?
So as in, if you snap something here, it kind of goes, travels around Manchester more than it does in China, or does it not?
No.
No?
No, you need to download the app and have a play. What was it I was saying again? The localized, I didn't really understand your point on the localization, so let's explore that a bit further. What do you mean?
Definitely. So, I would have thought that if you have, for example, you're selling tickets for a local event, which are both of your past clients that we were talking about, do you find that you get more sales? I mean, if you do a strategy like that and you aggressively market on Snapchat, because it's mostly people who are in the region, as opposed to probably...
No, you can still have a global audience on Snapchat, but what I think you're referring to there is the behavior of the users on the platform and how easy it might be to get them to convert on Snapchat versus Facebook or Instagram, and that's something that we experienced in some of the campaigns that we run. That's because before the algorithm changed, before Snapchat completely messed themselves up, their feed was chronological. So you would go onto Snapchat to find out what is happening right now. And with all of and something that they've actually built in as part of the user experience, the location filters that are always telling people where they are and things like that, that kind of brought the global or the local element or the geographical element to the content that you were seeing. So not only is the content about here and now, it's also informative. It's also telling me where it was taken as contextual information behind the video content, which is something that we're now seeing Instagram and Facebook copying, which they, of course, they do. But what we found with Snapchat at that particular time was that because of the way the platform is geared, people are more likely to make impulse decisions, because everything on the platform is about here and now. So if you see an offer, if you see something, then it's about, okay, how do I act upon this now? As opposed to seeing something on Facebook and, okay, that's interesting, and scrolling on to something else. And then again, Instagram, Facebook, there are so many other features for you to take your attention. Whereas back then anyway, Snapchat was a lot more streamlined. That those are your stories, there's your content, that's the brand side. Whereas on Facebook, we've got games, we've got groups, we've got pages, we've got my normal feed, and you know, you can get lost forever in some of these platforms. So
lovely. So then just framing the conversation a little more towards kind of, if we're going to talk about company, like e-commerce stores, generally, e-commerce companies, who notably have websites and possibly mobile apps. 2019, we already know that video content is key. There's no other way. If you just have text, you will never really make it, unfortunately. Do we agree on that?
Yes and no, because again, video content always comes with its own demand. So for one reason again why Snapchat isn't as popular in some of the more developing regions of the world is because they haven't got the data connectivity to be able to stream video easily, so they're not going to get the benefit of the app. So not all the time, but generally speaking, video content is king because it'll keep you engaged for longer.
Very interesting. So then, just wrapping up, would you mind giving us a summary of what we spoke about with social media platforms, like maybe Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat? If there's any other that you want to give a quick summary, but just would you mind wrapping up with saying how social media and video content affects e-commerce stores?
How social media affects e-commerce stores. Well, it means you need to be more creative, and it means that you need to be a storyteller in regards to selling your products and services. Because today, anyone can have a website, anyone can put their pictures on there. But similar to what elite competitions are doing with video, they realize that the way to have a deeper engagement with viewers on platforms where they've got a lot more options and there's so many alternatives for them to see, what they are now doing is leveraging video content effectively and authentically. So in order to do that, you need to understand the platform that you're on, you need to understand the audience you're trying to reach, and you need to make sure that they are on the platforms that you're trying to market on. And then you need to make sure that your message is tailored for them on that platform, so it's going to be the right message for the right user in the right format. And then with a strong call to action, I think you'll have a very good chance of being able to convert your viewers into purchasing or into buyers. Convert your viewers into buyers, yeah.
The right content at the right time and the right platform. Thanks, Israel, for your time and your interview.
No problem. It's been it's great, man. We'll do it again sometime, yeah? With our matching tops.
That was pretty good.